Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Hayes. I am the mother of Karmelo Anthony. 3 years ago, my family moved to North Texas searching for a better life. Like so many other families, we wanted to give our children the future we did not have. My husband works hard every single day to provide for us, to make sure we're in the best financial position possible. As a stay-at-home mom, I made it my life's mission to ensure our children are loved, nurtured, and supported every step of the way. In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what might happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a 2-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution, we believe in the laws of this state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. To be clear, we will not speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you.
All right, so I've been waiting to speak on this because I wanted more information. I wanted more information from both camps, but right now it's going to be difficult to get more information because of the type of case that we're dealing with, right? This is a high-profile case now. It's everywhere in media coverage, which means that what truly happened and anything that was said under that tent and what happened that day is going to be sealed, signed, and it's not going to be delivered until we end up seeing this case in trial. I don't doubt at all for a second that they won't even allow press or media coverage to be a part of the trial. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they kept the media out of it just because of the backlash that may come with a guilty and or innocent verdict, but there's going to be some. I'm telling y'all right now, no matter what you believe, okay, no matter what side of the fence you stand on with this case, I'm telling you right now, this boy is going away for a long time. I'm sorry, he is. He's going away for a very, very long time, and we'll get to why in a second. But let me say this as well. It's unfortunate, that this happened to this young man. He's 17 years old. They were saying that he was a great student in school. They were saying that, of course, he was gonna go and be an astronaut somewhere, or physicist or some shit. You know how we all like to exaggerate, what these kids were gonna be. However, they said that there has been reports that has come out, okay, from people that went to school with Karmelo Anthony, and they were saying some of his own classmates have cited him as being a fighter, Like, that's how they know him. He already has documented reports in school of getting into it with someone else and getting into it with other classmates. So it has been documented that he has gotten into physical altercations in school. So let's put this, he was an angel shit, let's put that right out to pasture.
Centennial students shocked about what happened, that one of their classmates could be charged with such a serious offense. One girl that we spoke with knew Anthony pretty well, that she says, and told us this.
I'm in shock because it's like, I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know him fighting and stuff, but...
Karmelo Anthony was not an angel. If that was the case, he wouldn't have these incidences where he's gotten into these altercations with other classmates and other students in his school. Mind you, he didn't even go to school with these boys. The young man that he ended up killing with this knife and his brother, they weren't at the same school, did not go to attend the same school at all. So the allegations of Karmelo Anthony being bullied and they were ganging up on him and all of this shit that we've heard over, the past couple of weeks, everything that we're hearing is just hearsay. Hearsay with no merit. And I want to call out a couple channels first before I get into my analysis of this. I watched The Quartering, okay? I used to follow The Quartering, not so much anymore. But I watched him do like maybe 2 or 3 videos. That guy did 2 or 3 videos about how the family was using the money. They had just bought a mansion with it. You heard her disprove all of that right here, by the way. But they went and bought, I heard about, they went and bought a mansion. Oh my God, they spent the money on a mansion somewhere. They went and bought a house on some private property in a gated community where they're holding up and they're keeping Karmelo. And they also went and bought a $100,000 Escalade. All this shit that y'all hearing. I just ask that I'm not even going to ask y'all. Just come listen to me. Follow me as I follow the case, because I'm only going to tell you facts. I'm only going to tell you what we know. I'm not going to come out here and just throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks like Jeremy from The Quartering did. This guy went and created 2 or 3 videos talking about this family and what they was doing with the money that they didn't even have access to. Money that they did not have access to. I don't care what side of the fence you fall on. I don't care whose side you are on. But lies are lies. Lies are lies, and you need to be factual when you have a platform that is as big as The Quartering does, and he's out here just making videos with headlines talking about what this family is doing with money that they never had, that they didn't have access to. Shut the fuck up, Jeremy, and just wait like everybody else. But he's so fucking greedy for a headline, and it's really some disgusting ass shit. And I don't know why I expected better of him, because I've known him to be that way. And this is coming from somebody who used to follow him. I used to follow The Quartering. But how about you shut the fuck up until we get more details?
The Karmelo family, the Anthony family, again, according to The Sun, purchased a Cadillac Escalade worth $150,000 and has begun renting a $900,000 home after receiving $500,000 in donations on sites like GoFundMe for his defense, his legal defense. Guys, bit of advice, just a bit of optics advice. If you claim that there was an individual who was innocent, he was acting in self-defense, maybe don't go out immediately and just go buy the brand new car in the house with the legal defense money. Doesn't look good.
How about you not make YouTube videos with headlines that aren't true until you have more details? Now, before we get into what's actually happening with the money, let me say this as well. I don't know what it is. I do know what it is. I was going to say, I don't know what it is about us to where we feel like we have to throw on our capes and cape for the most egregious shit ever. Black people came out in droves talking about we support Karmelo Anthony, we support him, and we stand behind him. How can you stand behind? He's a murderer at this point. Regardless of whatever you think, he's a murderer. This kid killed somebody else's kid. He killed someone else's kid. That's the fact. He brought a knife somewhere where it shouldn't have been. That shows, guess what that shows? I'm not a lawyer, but I can tell you what they're going to say. They're going to say he brought a knife. He brought a knife with him while he was sitting up under that tent. That shows intent. It shows intent. And they're going to eat him alive. The prosecutors are going to, mark my words, knock on wood, they are going to eat this boy alive. They're going to eat him and whoever they have for him on his defense team. They're going to eat them alive with that fact. Because you bring a knife onto campus, regardless of what had happened, regardless of how you felt, shows intent to do something wrong, to cause some type of bodily harm. Because if you were in fact being bullied, if you were in fact being ganged up on, you could have just left. Which brings me to my next part of this. We have to teach our kids and our children how to be emotionally intelligent, especially our men, especially our young boys. I don't know how many conversations I've had with my boys about being able to control their emotions, because that's so very important. I see so many weak men, y'all. I told you, I follow true crime. I see stories, multiple stories, 5, 6 stories on the daily that I go and research, that I go and look up. And the number of men that are emotional, that are out here that are emotional and just off mentally, psychologically, they're in their feminine state, they're in their feminine mind because they're so fucking emotional to the point to where they're willing to do cause bodily harm to a woman, to a female, or to somebody else. It's staggering. It is staggering. We have to teach our children emotional responsibility, how to respond in situations that they've never been in before, but you can still prepare for them. By having that knowledge, by having somebody that was in your corner that told you how to operate and what to do when you get into a situation and your back is against the wall. Now, this boy had his father and his mother in his life. I can attest to what they taught him over a lifetime. Apparently, he was a great student, so I'm sure they instilled something in him. But whatever it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Because if it was, we wouldn't be here. This boy is going away. Mark my words. He will be made an example out of. At the end of the day, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm telling you what's going to happen. They're going to get in there and they're going to use the fact that he showed up with a knife as the coup de grace. Everything else that is said there will just be, it'll just be extra shit. But the defense is going to have a hell of a time trying to disprove intent. Now, couple things. I want to get to my point of how the quartering fucked this all up. And it wasn't just him. I want to make that plain. It wasn't just him that said this. There's a lot of other YouTubers out here that was just out here running off at the mouth and didn't have any details, any facts, whatever. They were just going off of emotions as well. Just running off with the first thing they fucking heard. So this case blew up. Everybody was like, oh my God. They started donating money. Let me say something about this whole GoFundMe or this money raising thing, because this isn't GoFundMe. This was raised by Give, Send, Go. Okay. Let me ask y'all a question. What the fuck, black people, what the fuck are y'all raising money for exactly? I would love to know. I would love to know how we have somebody, a young man in our community that goes out, murders someone, and then we raise $500,000 for him. For what? What are you all giving your money to? What is the purpose of you donating your money? I really want to know. I'm not asking, this isn't me being facetious. I really want to know. What are y'all giving money to? This kid killed somebody. That's a fact. He murdered that boy. And we raised $500,000. We raised $500,000 for him? For what? Here's the actual money right here. The goal was $500,000. I don't know who set the goal. The mom in the video said that it was set up by a friend or somebody else. So it wasn't her and it wasn't the dad that started this campaign, that started this fundraiser. However, they will be receiving this money and they will be doing whatever it is that they're going to do with it. We already know Karmelo Anthony has been released on bond. His bond was set at $1 million. A black judge came in and said, hey, that's a bit excessive and a little bit ridiculous. She dropped it down to $250,000 and boom, he was released. He is free as of right now, as of the making of this video. He's walking around just like you and I, albeit he's walking around in his own home because he's got a tether, so he can't go outside of the home, outside of his house, but he's still out free. He can go to the refrigerator and get a bowl of Apple Jacks just like you and I. And if I was on the other side of that and it was my son that got killed, I would be livid that he's able to do that. But this is our justice system. This is where we at, and this is how you got to follow and do it. But they have raised over $462,000, y'all, for a killer. He murdered somebody. I don't care what his grades were. There's been a ton of smart killers. There's been a ton of smart killers. What the fuck does that mean? So y'all not gonna get me with that. You can't race bait me. You can't race bait me. I know a lot of y'all are. I know a lot of y'all, as soon as you throw race into the hat, and that's what this case is all about. Make no mistake about it. Because let me tell you this right now. If Karmelo Anthony had stabbed and killed another black student, that $500,000 would not have been raised. If Karmelo Anthony had stabbed and killed another black student, another black kid, this fundraiser would not exist. There would not be this much media coverage. I promise you. Wouldn't happen. For whatever reason, we don't give a fuck when we kill ourselves. It's cool to kill white people, but it's cool to kill ourselves. It's not cool to kill white people. And we for some reason, we all up in arms about that. Nobody sees a problem with us killing each other. Black on black crime is as strong as it's ever been. It's more prevalent than it's ever been in our society and in our communities. We don't give a fuck about that. We not out here raising GoFundMe's to the tune of $500,000 for a black kid killing another black kid. You know how I know? Because that shit happens every single day and nobody does anything about it. Nobody says anything about it because that's just the norm. But because he killed a white kid, now we gotta raise $500,000 for this kid. You see how y'all value yourselves? See how you value black kids? But all right. So they've raised $462,000, y'all did. For what? I don't fucking know. But let me read this because I want to further dispel the notion that the family has used this money to go and buy a home. Ted Cruz says, why the hell did someone raise $500,000 for committing murder? I agree with that. However, this account, and this was posted by the New York Post, by the way. I'm going to show you the article. It says, Karmelo Anthony renting $900,000 home in gated community with family, bought new car after release and on bond in Austin Metcalf murder case or report. So they were very careful with their words, right? Because they didn't say that they used the money that they had raised for that to make those expenses. They just said that they made the purchases. Now, I'm not disputing whether the purchases were made or not because I don't know. What I am disputing is the fact that the money that was raised was used for those things. It says this claim spread on X and Facebook. One X post tying the donations to a $900,000 home and brand new car received nearly 60,000 likes and was reposted by Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz. So this is false. Snopes readers also searched the website for information on Anthony supposedly purchasing a new house or car. Some specifically asked whether Anthony bought a Cadillac Escalade. Anthony's family has a legitimate donation page on Christian fundraising site Give, Send, Go, which has raised nearly $500,000, as we all know, but they have not withdrawn any money from this fundraiser, a fact stated by the family and confirmed via an email to Snopes by Give, Send, Go co-founder Jacob Wells. Furthermore, allegations that the family bought a new home or a car are not supported by credible evidence. Thus, we rate this claim false. But let me tell you what it is that they've been saying. Let me tell you what it is that they've been saying. Again, this right here is the New York Post posting this shit, okay? Which isn't a surprise. It's not a shock. So it says the Texas teen accused of fatally stabbing a high school football star at a track meet allegedly lives in a $900,000 home with his family inside a luxurious gated community. Despite requesting that a judge lower his $1 million bond because of financial difficulties, according to a report. Let me get to, I'm assuming this is supposed to be the pricey home right here. Is that what I'm looking at? I believe so. I believe this is supposed to be it. I don't know what the fucking homes are. Or no, I believe this is the entrance to the gated community. I think that's what that is. Yeah. So this is supposed to be the entrance to this gated community that they now live in. This is what they also said and posted. It says a neighbor said the family had just bought a new ride. This is the neighbor talking. It says he got a new car, the resident told the outlet. If you look at the license plate, it's got a paper tag and it says it expires June 4th. Rich Woods is about a mile from Centennial High School, where Anthony went to school and ran track. Residents in the gated community were allegedly unaware the family was living at the home until Anthony was released Monday and have voiced concerns about having the accused killer in their exclusive neighborhood. Somebody said, not good, not good. I don't think he should be out. An anonymous mother in the neighborhood told the Daily Mail. Well, respectfully, fuck you. It's not about what you think. Who gives a fuck what you think? Again, y'all, I have my opinions on this case, and my opinion is again, we don't have all the details, and I don't think we'll have all the details until this trial comes out about what actually happened. But if this kid was getting bullied, he should have just got his ass up and walked the fuck away. I don't care what they said to him. because I would not want my son to be a part. I'm not about to tell my son to go ahead and engage in conflict with two boys, with two brothers. That's stupid. That's dumb advice. You fight if you have to, not because you want to. Let me say that again. You fight when you have to, not because you want to, not when you want to. And like I said, him bringing a knife there, they are going to eat him alive. They're going to eat this kid alive. He will be serving a hell of amount of time in prison. He is going. He will be a part of roll call. I'm calling it right now. Anyhow, this is a high-profile case, very emotional for a lot of people, and y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. You let me know what side of this fence you stand on, or if you're in the middle. I'd like to know that as well. But until further information comes out, this is what we got. I just wanted to come out here and disprove a couple of theories that I've been seeing out here in media, because it's fucking ridiculous. But let me know what you all think down in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.